Howdy, howdy, folks. It is Diecastbuffet here again, and what a insane weekend for the Daytona experience. Oh my goodness, man. You have Jeremy Clements that won the Saturday morning, Friday night thriller, and then you have Austin Dillon, who wins the race pretty much 2 times in one event. What a insane weekend of racing it has been. Wow, the playoff field is set. Truex is out. Blaney and Austin Dillon are in. I don't think we have that on our bingo card. And, of course, the race to win diecast. I'm pretty sure both of these are going to be made. Actually, I don't know about the Austin Dillon race one now I think about it. They've never made a Brez Street card. Hopefully it gets made. Anyways, if they do, you can go ahead and pre-order those over there at Circle B Diecast. And you can use the discount shipping code DIECASTbuffet for any orders $30 or more. So there's a lot to talk about Daytona. There's controversy. There's shoulda, coulda, wouldas. I mean, where do you even start with it? First thing I gotta say, I have to absolutely applaud the whole track crew and everybody who put the effort in. Not only just the effort, but the funds, the money, for all the jet dryer fuel and all the staff and everything to not only get the race in on Friday night / 1 a.m. on Saturday, to not only get it ready for Sunday morning, which we started the Cup race. You know, it's funny. They're so determined to have 2 p.m. start times, and then they start the Daytona Sunday race at like 9 in the morning, which is, I mean, I'm like 4 hours sleep right now. But what an awesome weekend of racing. Great job to them getting the race, back going. With 20 to go, they waited like 2.5 hours, which it's really unprecedented. Like, if this was Kansas or this was Martinsville, we would have already been done. I mean, the haulers would have already left by now. But with it being such a gigantic race in terms of the schedule, the regular season finale, you don't want to end it on a low note. You want to make sure that it's ended the right way. And I think there's a lot of importance with it. The big topic of the event is going to be, did it rain before the crash or did it not? Some drivers say it did rain. I believe most drivers said it didn't rain. There was, if you didn't watch the race, it was about like 25 to go in stage 3, the final portion of the race. I tell you what, the racing action was absolutely insane. I mean, it was like if you if you took like the white flag and had it like 10, 15 laps in a row, that's what it felt like. It was just, the cars were just duking and diving all over the place. It was insane. Like, you could just feel the energy. It was just, the rain was coming. I mean, the spotters, everybody, they were just going absolutely expletive crazy for it. It was insane. So anyways, they're going into turn 1, and it starts raining extremely quick and extremely, like, just out of nowhere. So they're going into turn 1, it starts raining, and 3 cars, I think it was Suarez, Hamlin, and I want to say Justin Haley, they spun out like almost identically. One going this way. It was insane. Like, if you ran over a puddle of water at 200 miles per hour, that's pretty much what it would be. It wasn't a puddle of water, but any sort of precipitation on the racetrack is going to significantly reduce your grip, and they just went for a ride. Cleaned like 10, 15 cars out of the race. It was a huge big one. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. almost flipped. He got on the side of Eric Almirola's car. It was a slobber knocker of a wreck. And then the rains came in. I was like, yep, this is over. I could not believe they got this race restarted, which absolutely so thankful they did. I am all for waiting it out. I don't care how long it takes. I am all for waiting it out, so I have to applaud them for that. They waited it out. They got the race restarted, I think it was 2, maybe 3 hours, for 20 laps, I might add. That's how important this race was. But I think also the reason why it was so important to make sure they ended it on a good note is they didn't want the regular season, to be ended on controversy, because some people say they should have threw the caution before then. It's weather. It's really hard to predict if it's actually raining or not. Some of the spotters and the drivers were saying it was raining perhaps the lap before. Some say it wasn't. What do you do? You know, do you immediately just press the caution button the first spotter you hear that says it's raining? And then you have teams that intentionally do this to manipulate the outcome of races? No, you can't do that. You have to make sure that you have, your track officials, you have your spotters, you have people in the infield, you have people all over the place that have to confidently say, okay, it is raining before you bring the caution out. Because if you're out front with 20 to go, of course you're going to be saying, you can't see nothing out there. It's raining like crazy. Of course they're going to be saying that. So if they were to immediately press the caution button, exiting turn 4, let's just say, and the spotters are saying it's starting to rain, if they press the caution button there, sure, it might have worked in this instance. But going forward, I don't think it's going to work because teams are going to artificially find a way to use that to their advantage. That's just motorsports for you. I will say, though, this is a very, very uncommon incident. I mean, you go back to, the 2001 All-Star race when everyone crashed at the start. The 2021 New Hampshire race is definitely one mentioned because I think it was like 12 laps in and it started raining, and Kyle Busch was not happy about that one. But my point is that, yes, this is a very, very big topic right here, but this is something we don't see a lot. Let's not go crazy over it. It's like the worst case scenario. Entering turn 1, and then it just dumps rain, and then the car is just, the seas par. Austin Dillon was able to drive through it unscathed, and he was sitting pretty much, everyone thought he won the race. And for like 2.5 hours, he's just sitting there like, it's not over. It's not over. Sure enough, they get the track dry 20 laps later, and he actually wins it under green flag racing. I tell you what, it was absolutely meant for him to win this race. He practically won it during the red flag, rain situation. He won it on the on-track product. I will say, though, the last 20 laps of the race was carbon copy of Winston Cup, Nextel Cup plate racing. It really reminded me of like the 04 500 where you have a few cars break away and stuff. So that was kind of a blast from the past. But, there was so many drivers in the mix at the end of this race. Hendrick was pretty much decimated. Penske, they're just limping around the track. Joe Gibbs Racing, 2311 Racing. All the big teams that got their cars have been beaten and battered. And you saw guys like Cody Ware. You saw guys like Noah Gragson in a Beard Motorsports car, I might add. You saw guys, David Reagan, guys that are running 30th, usually. They're up there contending for the win. And, man, I really, really wish David Reagan would have won this race because I tell you what, it would have been so cool to see Reagan get another Cup win. It would be his 3rd career win. I was cheering for him. I just don't think his car was fast enough. He kept backing up to Cody Ware in the last closing laps, and I don't even think Castle was really that fast either. I'm not sure if he had any significant damage or whatnot, but they just didn't have the speed. Austin Cindric, that's another point of controversy. Cindric was leading with about, I think, 4, maybe 3 laps to go. Dillon, Tyler Reddick, and then Landon Castle were and I think it was Noah Gragson kind of in there as well. It was like a 4 or 5 car pack. And Austin Dillon just knocked him out of the way. He didn't crash Austin Cindric. He saved the car. It wasn't like the Eric Almirola 2018 500 finish, but he knocked him out of the way. And I have to be honest with you, I have no problem with it. Austin Cindric's already won, right? Austin Dillon has to win this race. And it would be so crushing for you to pretty much win the race almost under red flag for like 2.5 hours, all the sponsors, all the media, and then you go out there and you get beat because you wouldn't make a move before the white flag. Like, literally, all it takes is one guy to spin out, and they may or may not throw the caution. Don't risk your entire season over that one incident. Austin Cindric, he didn't crash the car. In fact, he finished 2nd. So, my honest opinion, it was 100% acceptable. I wouldn't personally do it in the corner. Maybe get him loose on the straightaway, because it's extremely dangerous at Daytona and Talladega. But he survived. He got 2nd place. It could have been a lot worse. He could have just straight hooked him. He didn't do it. He bumped him out of the way, got him loose, and he won the race. My point being, absolutely perfect racing in the Xfinity race. Perfect racing in the Cup Series. It was a demolition derby throughout. I absolutely loved it. Fantastic racing. Some people are going to probably say, oh, there's too many crashes. This is not what the sport's about. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I loved it. I love these crazy demolition derby races, man. It's just... plate racing to me is my favorite form of motorsport. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna sit there and pretend I don't like watching cars door handle to door handle, 3 rows deep, 3 wide, in the closing laps, and then they all crash, and then you never know who's gonna win it after that. It's exciting. It's parody. That's what I love about it. That's why I have no problem with more restrictor plate races. I really don't. What do y'all think? I'm sure there's a lot of different colorful opinions out there. And Austin Dillon is in the playoffs. Blaney somehow survives again, bearing any post-race penalties, which I don't think they need any more controversy right now. And Truex is out. What? Dillon and Truex is out? Wow. And now in the video on this. The playoffs are set. I'm going to try to do a playoff prediction video like I like to do. Who knows how the first round's going to go. Don't be surprised Austin Dillon is going to make it a few rounds. I'm just saying, we've seen him run really good at Darlington. Don't be surprised RCR shows up with some horsepower at Kansas. Tyler Reddick's generally good at these 1.5 miles. He always breaks something in his car. Probably not his fault. But my point is, RCR has real speed. Watch out for them. Don't count them out just yet. What do y'all think? Make sure to comment down below and make sure to pre-order your Race Win diecast from the Daytona Xfinity race and the Cup Series race with a promo code down below, guys. Helps out the channel. Thank you all again for watching. Have a great one, everybody. Austin Dillon, Jeremy Clements win at Daytona. Who would have thought that? Wow. Have a great one, everybody. Diecastbuffet signing off.